share, watch, and interact with content and with each other. Now, we must acknowledge that social media has effects. It allows young people to communicate, discover information, express creativity, and connect with each other around the world. However, this debate is not about whether social media has positive benefits. I mean, if it didn't, we wouldn't be using it. But it is about whether these benefits outweigh the harm these platforms create. Today, my second speaker and I will provide this motion through three main points. Firstly, social media exposes young people to harmful and inappropriate content. Second, these platforms are designed in ways that influence user behavior and maintain attention. And finally, my second speaker will explain how this can affect their daily lives. My first argument is that social media creates online environments where harmful content can easily reach younger people. Social media was created as a place for communication and sharing, but the same system that allows positive content to spread also allows harmful content. Young users can encounter cyberbullying, misinformation, dangerous online challenges, violent material, and content that promotes these harmful behaviors. The concern is not simply that this content exists. The concern is that social media platforms can make this content appear directly in front of these young users. Platforms such as TikTok and Instagram use algorithms that recommend content based on what users watch, like, or interact with. This means that one interaction with harmful content can lead to more similar content appearing on their For You page. The issue has been recognized by credible organizations, including the Office of Surgeon General, which has released an advisory discussing concerns surrounding social media and young people, including the risks created by harmful content and the importance of creating safer online environments for younger users. A clear example of this is the case of Molly Russell, a 14-year-old girl from the UK. Her case raised serious concerns about how easily young people can be exposed to harmful online material and the responsibility of social media companies to protect these young users. And I want everyone here to remember that behind every statistic is a person. These are real young people who are exposed to influences they may not be prepared to face. My second argument is that social media platforms are designed in ways that influence user behavior and maintain attention. Many people argue that social media is simply a choice. While individuals do make choices, we must also recognize that these platforms are built with features designed to encourage prolonged use. Features such as endless scrolling, personalized recommendations, and constant notifications are designed to keep users engaged for longer periods. Imagine a young person or a parent to your own child opening TikTok or IG or even YouTube after a long day, intending to check a message or watch a video for a couple minutes. These few minutes quickly turn into much longer periods of engagement because new content continues to appear, encouraging them to keep watching. The concern is not that young people use social media. The concern is that these platforms are designed to influence what they see and how long they remain engaged. This creates an environment where young people are constantly surrounded by online influences, making it important to question whether these platforms are truly designed around the needs of young users or around maximizing engagement. Thank you.
We thank the first speaker for the proposal side. We now call Alvin to come and give his speech.
So, good evening, everyone. So, good evening, everyone. So, that was, as I said earlier, debate on the harmfulness and whatnot, right? So, I will be talking about, positives of social media and so forth, like everything about social media and how it can positively affect you and how it can benefit you and so on. Alright? So, starting off, alright, overall social media helps people communicate, access information, and connect with others. Can I agree with that, right? Social media also helps us to spread all sorts of information, whether it be personal information, business, all sorts of stuff like we like to reach out to people all across the world in other geographic regions, people in different parts of the world can be known because they use social media. And I will not explain why these benefits outweigh the harms. Right? So firstly, social media creates educational opportunities. Students have access to free lessons and tutorials, study groups, and educational content from experts. Around the world, whether learning a new language, preparing for exams, or developing a new skill, social media has made learning more accessible than ever before. Secondly, social media creates economic opportunities. So as I said before, the business, right? Many small businesses rely on social media to advertise their products without even spending large amounts of money. So if you want to open a company, you want to try to get people to support a business, or like business with sponsorships for a company and so forth, you can always use social media to advertise the business and get people to tune into what you're trying to offer, to get people to find their product and say, okay, this is the product that I needed at this time. It's always good for social media to help for you to push out your business. Right? So, especially for entrepreneurs, artists, and musicians, content creators can reach customers worldwide, creating jobs and earning an income. For many people, social media is not just an entertainment, it's a source of opportunity, it's a source of income, it's a source of being known. Thirdly, social media gives people a voice. It allows individuals to raise awareness about important social issues. Okay? So all the things that's been happening across the world, whether you want to be negative or positive, it's always good for social media to give you that information so you can be aware. Because anything can happen and you go somewhere, you won't be aware without social media. It could have been a place that had criminals infest in the whole area, and you went there and you wouldn't be even aware, right? So social media helps you to be aware. It also is important because it organizes charity events, support disaster relief, and encourage positive change. Campaigns that begin online often lead to real-world action, helping communities and bringing attention to problems that might otherwise be ignored. Another effect is that social media helps people maintain relationships. So families and friends separated by distance can still communicate and be connected through messages and FaceTime calls and so forth. It is used to share all of those experiences so that people is not more separated or divided during difficult times. So these platforms allow people to support one another even when they cannot meet in person. That's basically it. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. second speaker for his presentation. At this point, we're going to call upon the second speaker for the opposing side. Come on.
Hosts, timekeepers, members of the opposing team, and the audience. Today we stand firmly for the notion that social media does more harm to young people than good. While we do acknowledge that social media has some benefits, such as communications, access to information, and there's negative effects that it has on young people. So today I will discuss three main points, which is unrealistic comparison, and excessive screen time. So the first reason why social media does more harm than good is because it encourages unrealistic comparisons among people. Social media platforms are still with carefully edited photos and unrealistic image of success. Many young people compare their appearances, their relationships, achievements, and lifestyles to what they see online. However, much of this content is not represent reality. This constant comparison can negatively affect a young person's confidence and self-esteem. For example, a teenager who constantly sees influencers with perfect bodies and expensive clothing, the latest skin products and so taking on beauty or beauty standards, they feel that they're not good enough. Additionally, social media often creates pressure for young people to seek validation through likes, comments, followers, instead of focusing on personal growth. Some individuals become dependent on online approval. Therefore, social media can negatively impact young people's mental health by encouraging unrealistic expectations and lowering their self-worth. The second argument is that social media contributes to poor sleeping habits among young people. Many young people spend hours scrolling through social media platforms, especially at night. The constant availability of videos and messages and notifications makes it difficult for users to disconnect and go to sleep. Lack of sleep can have serious consequences, including poor concentration, lower academic performance, and mood changes. As students who stay awake until the early hours of the morning using social media may struggle to focus on class the next day. Therefore, social media contributes to the unhealthy sleeping patterns that negatively impacts a young person's. And this is what they call insomnia. A person that suffers from the lack of sleep, sleep deprivation, and things like that. That's insomnia. And the third argument I would like to discuss is screen time. Many young people spend several hours each day on social media, reducing the time they spend engaging in physical activities, studying, or meaningful face-to-face interactions. Excessive screen time can lead to a more inactive lifestyle, which may contribute to health problems. It can also affect social skills as young people and become more comfortable communicating online rather than in real-world relationships. Furthermore, spending too much time online can become addictive, causing young people to prioritize social media over responsibilities such as schoolwork and personal development. While social media can be useful, the excessive screen time use creates more disadvantage than actual benefits.
Thank you, Daniel. this point we call on Ryan, the second speaker for the side, against the common youth representative.
Good morning, Rihanna.
First speaker has already shown that social media is a powerful tool for communication, education, and staying connected. I will now build on our team's case by benefits extended even further and clearly outweigh disadvantages. Firstly, social media helps us grow stronger in our faith and church community. We can join online prayer meetings, watch our pastor's message anytime, and share Bible verses that encourage friends who are struggling. For young people who feel shy in person or live far away from church, this gives us a way to stay close to God and other believers every single day. The good here is big because it builds relationship with Jesus and keeps us from feeling alone in our walk with God. This spiritual benefit outweighs the bad post because it brings real hope and growth. Secondly, the social media gives everyone a voice. In the past, only large social media companies could reach millions of people. Today, ordinary citizens can raise awareness about important issues, charities, organized communities, projects, and encourage positive social change. Many fundraising campaigns and disaster relief efforts have succeeded because people were able to spread information quickly through social media. And thirdly, social media encourages creativity and personal growth. It allows people to showcase their talents. Young people can develop skills, receive construct, and connect with mentors who inspire to improve. Social media empowers individuals, support businesses, inspire creativity that previous generations never had. When used responsibly, it improves lives far more than it harms them. For these reasons, I support the motion that social media does more harm than good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ryan. We're going to get into the rebuttals, but let me just ask Jackie and Dawn. Certainly, and then you secondly, but
right? So that relationships can enhance, like family relationships and communication through social media, Instagram, TikTok, so on. So what I would like to say is relationship, right? I think there's a misjudgment based on that, but when you're as young persons, when we're using the media to communicate, I have experiences where a face-to-face interaction is much better because when you're trying to build a relationship online with family, even family members, they will not respond, or they will not be consistent with their communication. So when you're doing a face-to-face interaction, where they're more tend to be a little more lively, more interactive, more genuine with their communications, and it's a very good method for us as young Christians to be more open with our with our communications, and be expressive with how we interact with each other. Okay? And for the church, they also mention church online, how we can broadcast, how we can operate ourselves online in church. I think it's a great idea. However, there's nothing better than, as I said earlier, a face-to-face interaction with our brothers and sisters in Christ. This should not be a long thing where we should rely on social media, online activities to strengthen the church. It should be face-to-face, where we can do youth camp is coming up. We can do more of a frontal thing with that. So that's my argument for this evening.
This time we invite Alvin to come and give his devotion.
Alright, so I just heard his rebuttal, and I'm just here wondering what exactly is the main point that he's trying to put across, because I'm just here wondering what it's okay. Right? So judges and audience. This debate comes down to whether social media does good or it does bad, right? For young people like us, my opponent focuses on mental health, sleep, and screen time. But the assumption that the platform itself causes the problem is issues come from how some people use it, not the tool itself. Right? When you use wisely, the good far outweighs the bad. The group comparative sleep problems and less activity and comparison, yes, it can happen. But social media also shares body positivity, mental health tips, and real stories that help us feel better about ourselves. It shows young people that they are not alone, encourages self-love and faith journeys. Comparison existed before in magazines and TV, but now we can choose positive accounts that build us up instead of tear us down. On sleep, they blame the apps, but no one is forced to scroll, especially at night, right? So, why blame social media about that when you choose to stay up at 8 and stay up late at night and, you sleep, right? So, good time management and self-discipline easily fixes this. Just like on TV or games, just like when you're on TV or when you're playing games. Many of us use social media daily during the day for quick engagement or learning, then put it down at night. For quick, then put it down at night. The platform gives us useful tools and chooses the balance on screen time and activity. They say it reduces real life. In truth, it often encourages better habits, and we follow fitness pages, join youth, online youth groups, learn skills, and stay close with family forever. So doing hard time keeps relationships alive when we cannot meet. This connection and learning to do more good for us, and it is what we choose to do with it. So it's not like we can say, social media is bad because of those one and two things. No, it's very good. So the problem my opponent raises are really what it. So it's responsible use. The benefits like education, creativity, health, support, and global connections happen daily and help us grow closer to God and others. And the good side has bigger positive impact when we use it right. Thank you.
We have come to the end of the debate. We're going to have a 5-minute segment where the questions you can ask on the side. The question, we're going to spend 5 minutes on the question, and then we're going to feedback on the others. Any question? Yes. Which side?
I mean, this thing to respond. In your presentation, you gave a closing remark by supporting the opposing side, by saying that's the reason why social media. What was the closing statement you said? You supported the move. So I just wanted you to clarify because you were agreeing with the move. So can you explain why you agreed to the move?
Well, it wasn't necessarily an agreement. I was just stating that.
No, not your presentation. Representation.
She don't even aware that she said that.
Oh, the last one.
She supported your action.
No, that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
Yeah, she don't
That's
even
what I was
aware.
talking about. So that was a mistake.
Right. Okay, let's do something.
I don't know such thing.
Let's see if I get a mobile. Okay?
And respond to Ali.
If you're asking if I have to do anything?
Yes.
You will actually don't, there's no time where you find yourself up at night, late in the night on social media.
Well, obviously you can be on it at night, but
Not
it's just,
me.
it's just that specifically if I were to be on it at night, I would know how to reasonably time my time management based off my own personal schedule. So if I find that 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock is the best time for me to be on it, and after that, no more, then that's what I'll do. If I find that 11 o'clock is the best time for me to be on it, then no more, then it's just up to personal preference. But some people just tend to go to the extreme, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. That's what I'm used to. So that's just how you choose to use it, and that's what ultimately ends up damaging you personally. So,
So what is Aaron's side?
Wow.
Because similar to what Jackie said, you're supporting the importance, but that particular point, you want to ask the question again. Do you think from a percentage base in terms of the young people, and I just not on the young people, but the general use, do you understand what type of percentage? I mean, you can't even know, but based on them trending, and parents are asking this question because they're seeing the reality. So we are saying in terms of a percentage of persons.
You over there? We want to end this session, so no other questions, then we're going to wrap up. And then take from judges. Any questions for that's any other question?
Why is it that you honestly think that social media does not play a positive role when it comes down to religious enhancement? The opposing the side, over that side, we're seeing how the positive message can get from it, extending Bible studies right over the world and everything. We are saying that we don't think that was positive, because if you want to have a Bible study with somebody in Mexico, it's best to do FaceTime. I want to bring some clarity to that.
Well, Dr. Wilson, I did not say it was not positive. I just said that if it was a constant thing, it would deteriorate face-to-face interactions. It would not be wise. Like previous Dr. told me at the time, right? We were online for some time, and it did not work out as I expected. So we had to come back and do physical distances and so on. But after all that, persons still tend to be online, and eventually most of them stop coming. So I'm not saying it's when it reached more persons, and regarding YouTube and Zoom and so on. But I'm not saying it's not a positive thing. I'm just saying it's not wise to eliminate face-to-face interactions or not come to church just because church schools or say they don't just disown the church entirely. So that's my take.
Let me just use this. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're going to just ask the judges now to just give their feedback, what was said, what was answered. Thank you.
The far side, the points were good, very good. We had one or four points that were key on what Ariel has. So the points are very good, but we are based on the last one, which I repeat of what was already said by Ariel. But the points are good. For the against side, they did very well in coming out and saying from the very beginning that they're not saying that, they're not saying that there are no benefits. But there's more harm than good. So it came out from the beginning. And their points up were also very good. In terms of the rebuttal now, both sides answered the points, each side's arguments. However, a strong point could have been made for the against side, that's Daniel's side, if they had said, in terms of rebutting the effect of the spiritual benefits, that likewise Christians can also be exposed to non-Christian activities and cause them to stray. Right? So that would have been a strong point. The other points are okay, but that would have been a very strong point to the side. From my side, in terms of the rebuttal, the answer to the question that they did a good job rebutting. The problem, however, is that it's kind of equal, and what each side could have done is to, because each side said, okay, there are benefits, the other side said there are disadvantages. What each side could have done, the point is to present some sort of study or research that says they're good and they're bad. This research says that when they checked it with a bad, they found that they were more bad than good. Or when they researched it, the various studies agreed that there was more good than bad. Because both sides still have very good arguments defending their side, but again it still is good or bad, which is more. And that's what we wanted to present in order to say that one side won or the other, the deciding factor. What's needed to overcome? And that's really the strong mind. What needed to overcome.
Thank you very much. All right, we are thankful to Chris, Daniel, Alvin, and Ray for those presentations. Hopefully we can have other debates. And as Becky says, if we give some statistics, it would have been helpful. But they did well. And we hope that they will continue to do the research. We will have other debates, they are the same topic, but with other topics. And I just give the audience thanks for your support. Thank you very much. We will stand at your comments.
Yeah, there's a point that I thought that for the future, excellent presentation by both, I agree. But I think if we can assign a coach for them, like assign 2 experienced coaches that can kind of help them to coach, because even interaction and observe some interaction. You should boil it down to the different aspects of the stronger presentation.